Welcome back, everybody. Today we have a brand new game on the brand new patch. I mean, it's about a week old at this point, but we're going to keep calling it the brand new patch. Featuring the powerhouse tribe that is Mechs. Now, there are a lot of different variants of the ways that Mechs work right now. We all know that by this point, I'm sure you've run into enough things on ladder that have beaten the shit out of you in different ways. That, say, for example, a Taunted Mecharel can throw a real wrench in a lot of people's plans. Say, for example, the big buster boards. Say, for example, the Quillbore boards, which utilize Gem Splitter and then utilize all of those blood gems to either scale units or use a ground shaker to take a board full of divine shields and throw a bunch of additional power on the board every single turn, turn after turn, and refill your hand with blood gems each turn. There are a lot of different variants of mechs in this meta. This is another example of one. Really, what we're doing in this game is like, we got a hold of mid-game mechs. We got a hold of deflect-o-bots and greasebot. We get some level of scaling. We eventually try to pivot toward like an Omega Buster and then get resets off of that / lead with it. But the problem with this game and the wrench that we threw into it was that we were Alec here. So we can never lead with the deflect-o-bot board. It is just not possible, right? Can't lead with deflecto because it just kills itself with Alec here. What a weird game. Talk about having a hero power that actively works against you for your win condition. Sometimes you got to work with what you got, though. And when you get offered early mechs, it's easy MMR. Alright, enjoy. Early Grain Thumb? Probably not. Early Bird Buddy? That's a deflecto. Okay. 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 So we went to 3 on Jeef Curve, and the first turn we bought double deflect-o-bot. I wonder what our direction is. We have a Metal Tooth here. There's also a Bronze Warden, which is just a tolerable card. Mods an archaic term for internet janitors? Would you take the dragon as well? That's very debatable. We have multiple options here. One of them is to just Metal Tooth, sell it, and level. I don't love that one. Not in the scope of this meta. Yay! Good rolls at the end. Snipes the reset, then we get all the good trades. Yay! Look at us not taking damage. Dear Lord. I think we take the Bronze Warden. We line up something decent to buy as we level next turn. All shields, all day. Doesn't mean I should buy it. It's not a bad hit either. So awkward playing mechs as Alec here, because we always have to lead with something that isn't deflect-o-bot. So we view this as like pseudo-permanent, right? That Emissary is a good minion. It's a taunt, it's a buff to the Chroma Wing, and the Chroma Wing itself stays on the board the vast majority of this game. Till we get a Mega Buster. I mean, yeah. Even a Mega Buster, maybe a late Mega Buster. Depends on how many Divine Shields we find by that point in the game. Yep, that's a pretty good high roll for a Millhouse on turn 6. Seriously, though. Fuck off. Pyro Spawn, double Mechs, Hogger board on turn 6. Like, you really just can't make this shit up. That's the second millhouse we've gotten on turn 6 with just ridiculously high boards, tripling in the nether on the turn we play against them. Feels bad, man. Alright, we do this first. Ever Macaw? Shooty Dragon's annoying? Yeah, it makes playing in Divine Shields pretty weak this game. Doesn't mean we should sell off Divine Shields. We have to beat the other people in the game too. But that millhouse is going to be a big problem, considering that that is just free stats off of every pirate he sees with the Peggy Hogger. How does millhouse even find that shit? That sounds like a hell of a high roll. Because he has 2 4-stars and a 5 on turn 6. So he tripled into a 5, got a free roll or whatever, then found good minions on the first board. That's a nutty roll from millhouse. Unfortunately, it cost us a little bit of health in the process. Macaw Buster might be the best thing in the game right now. Shrug. I don't think I'd buy a Macaw in this situation. We want this to be in position 1 anyway. We have no death rattles. Still tolerable. As long as we didn't lose the shield here, we're in good shape. It's good enough. Yo, Resha, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Bofur's Gophers. I'd like to go straight up to 5, but I'm not feeling it. Additional reset. Good minion. Stats. That one's good. That one's real good. That's the one. To earn. That's to earn. That's to earn. Grease's life. What a grease spot. Song got all excited at the same time too. Nah 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 nah. Just got a DC from my game and can't reconnect. Was it combat? Did you die on the turn possibly? But yeah, that's not something you want to hear. I don't want DCs back in the game. Miss me with that shit. No way you died? Weird. Why you gotta be like this? I have grease spot for 1 turn and you're like, no, fuck your grease spot. May I see how it is? Also, what are these hits? Why are you like this? Why can't you just hit like normal? Why? 8 damage. I think we're staying here forever. Microbots are cool. Reliable resets cool. Stats are pretty irrelevant here. So yeah, not half bad, not half bad. Alakir, not a fan of Alakir. Yeah, we have to always worry about the fact that we can't have position 1 deflectos in this game, which is very, very annoying. But at least we get a free Divine Shield here, right? We want to find grease spots, we want module, and we want, eventually, ideally, you want to find yourself a... My god. Leave me alone, Millhouse. Leave me be. Pretty bad hit. That was a great hit. Okay, never mind. Good hit. Tolerable. Now just snipe the egg. I'll take it, man. Grease spot value traded, so we get additional scaling. We get the tie and or the win. The W it is. Buster would be a good opener. Yeah, Buster would be fine, but we're on 4. When is this magic 6-star going to occur? Like, we have no pairs, we're not playing for triples outside of Gray Spot. So the only achievable cards that are upgrades are effectively 4 stars or 5 stars. And we'd have to full level, like hard level, and roll for 5 stars. So we're better off just playing for tempo because we're not going to get to that position. Weak. That's what we want. I mean, you could argue that the play is to play down a minion to play double grease spot for the turn. It's kinda hard to argue that one. So sketchy. We just have to hope he hits left so that this can actually reset. Are we that insane? I think so. The problem's initiative, right? If he hits right and then this thing kills itself, then we don't even get resets. Go right again. It did go right again. Oh my god. How are we so lucky? Now we get our reset. Nope. Nope. That was a good hit. That was a good hit. We got him, chat. Max scaling and got him. Yeah, sometimes lucky. He was pretty weak. I was gonna level. Not after that, though. Oh, man. We can just put it on here, right? If we're taunting up all of them, we don't need all of them to be resets. I don't need 7 minions. I don't care what you think. Who needs 7 minions in this meta? Like, we don't actually need this thing to be a reset because we'll never get double resets. This progression goes, you know, this thing dies, this breaks shield, this thing resets. If these guys are resets, they're going to attack through and they're not going to live, and these things will still have shields on them. There is an upside, though, with putting deflectos or the micro machines on the deflectos. It's that, you know, as long as one of the deflectos isn't shielded with the other one. Bald play. It's a bald play, dude. Where is the bald man? A bald play. Then they reset each other, right? Pretty fun board. Be nice to double the dragon's attack if you level, though. It's already at 36. And after the first hit, it's at 40. So, like, is it going to kill things? Probably. Go right twice. Actually, going left was better. Never mind. No, not max scaling. Still pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. One's why? Why you gotta be like this? It's okay, dude. It's okay. It's okay. It did as you asked. It did do as I asked. It's pretty cool. Another reset. I think I'm gonna roll once. The reset's so hard to get value off of. That's actually a lot easier to get value off of. If it doesn't have attack, that is significantly better, right? If it doesn't have attack, then the progression moves past, then the deflect-o's attack again, and you can get value off the egg. What a board. We don't triple, we just buy pairs, we put grease spot on the board, we shielded everything, and we just said, top 3, whatever. Symmetry's quite nice. Yeah, my OCD is satisfied this game. 0 triples, Alakir. Look how many triples and how good these games were for these guys. And we're just chilling here as like, haha, I'm Alakir. Gray spot meta? I mean, we all knew that, we all know that mechs are really good. The question is, what are other viable tribes? And Murlocs are actually relatively viable right now. But I think we're all well aware that mechs are one of the kings of the meta. Nomi seems pretty solid. Mechs seem pretty solid. Murlocs seem like they fit in a variety of situations. Does he have a ghoul? He does have a ghoul, unfortunately. We're just buying time until our opponents don't have ghouls. Or until our opponents have ghouls, I should say. That was a nice ripple effect across the board with a 4-2 buff. Good hit. Tolerable. Very tolerable. Haha, very tolerable. Ghost? Easy ghost. Ha! That's what we wanted a long time ago. Kind of hard to get value off of at this point in the game. Interesting. If we got that triple, we could taunt this up. What if we get that triple? Busta one time? Busta one time! How does this play out? This is so sketchy this far back. This thing just doesn't make the cut anymore. I feel like this should be first, second, third, but the problem is our reset is taunted. So if our reset's taunted, these things aren't getting a reset. Especially if there's multiple death rattle spots. Like this thing dies, then that dies, and there's 3 attacks before the deflectos go. This thing is dead 100% of the time. Omega Buster rhymes? We going Omega Bust on them. We can very easily view this thing as replaceable. It's just very hard to get more value off of than like 1 Divine Shield proc. So like Mecharel's really hard to use here unless we get a triple. Down goes the house. Mech on mech action here. I mean, it's a lot of stats. It's a non-divine shield unit and a mech versus mech mirror. Guess who's not gonna be doing this? It's okay. Just not in this situation. I believe you can redeem yourself? In what? Oh, you mean the mech mirror? Yeah, these kind of situations are hard though. If you're not playing like a double Mecharel comp, you're just gonna lose to double Mecharel comps. That's a lot of stats. I know, it is, but we already played the stuff to the board. And are we gonna sell off a 12-ish attack Mecharel in order to play this kind of stuff? You can make the argument that if we lose the round but we don't die, that we're going to be forced into a position that kind of has to play for that. If he has like the Mecharel build, because he already has one of them, right? We might need to lead with a bigger minion and not take this Divine Shield. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to look for Spore or something probably for position 1 and to replace this. Our problem is Mecharel farms us. Yeah, it's too big. Just double hit it right up front. Never lucky. Good news is that even though it's a double Mecharel board, he doesn't have enough stats across the board to beat us. Yo, Taisama is well with the raid. It's raid day today, guys. Sponsored by Raid Taisama Legend. Over here with the 157 people. Thank you so much for the raid. It is raid day. The shout out. You got to do the shout out. Yo, dude. Enjoying a new patch. Coming in hot with the raid. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. But yo, I mean, that's an amazing emote. Not gonna lie. It is an amazing emote. We got to chuckle about this shit. You do like to see the deflecto boards. Baron replacement for Mecharel? Yeah, it would work. I mean, it's stats. The question is, do stats affect the game? Because if it's all just Divine Shields and big minions, then the stats aren't going to be relevant, right? But in this situation, then absolutely. The stats would be relevant. He has multiple minions that can't kill things. I'm going to take them both. Stats are stats. Nothing. Nothing. It's a lot of stats. But this thing's big enough now that it's relevant. You can only buy one of them. I think we freeze. I think we sit still. We make him beat us. And if he can, then we play for the scaling. Otherwise, I'm not going to sell off the Mecharel. It actually trades really well with him. So long as it gets a reset, which it should. It's pretty. It sometimes doesn't, you know? Sometimes it doesn't. Then it's a pretty solid minion. It gets the first shield pretty much guaranteed. The question is the second shield. And we also have the advantage now that Omega Buster on its second hit will one-shot the Mecharel, which I guess is irrelevant, right? It's actually irrelevant because the first hit is going to either hit the Mecharel or hit the other shield, and then the second hit doesn't hit the Mecharel. It is a little relevant in the fact that, like, we can hit the Mecharel, then hit the other thing, and then the Death Rattle is capable of hitting the Mecharel. Still has to hit shield. Nah, it's not that good. Yeah, I think we got this guy covered, though. So, mech boards. Welcome to the new day of Battlegrounds. Oh, yeah. One more round and we got this guy covered where this thing gets one shot. Alright, that'll do it. Grease Bot's pretty good. Turns out when you have Light Fang scaling exclusively on Divine Shields and then you can pivot into all deflect-o-bots, that's pretty good. Who would have guessed that the ability to have all Divine Shield scaling on your board is good? Yeah, just double tap it. Exactly. Just 25% it. 1 in 8 to go first and do that. He's about he's a lot of stats short. Good shit. That one felt good. Maybe something will die on the board other than the Omega Buster. Grease's life? I know, man. I love Grease Bot. I'm with ya. Woo. Alright, 400 rating and we're up to our main account. We're leapfrogging. In the spirit of last meta, we're leapfrogging our accounts. Up to 9.6. We'll get the alt account up to 10k as well, and then we'll go for 11. We need Taisama's emotes over here.